and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. And how many makeup brushes do we really need? Have I got more than I need? Yes. I justify myself, oh, you've got a YouTube channel, you need all those brushes. But I don't, I've got more brushes than I need. You can pick them up so reasonably now, and good quality reasonably. My favourite brushes are Real Techniques. I love Real Techniques. And strangely enough, Primark's brushes are really good. So I'm trying to work my way through my brushes, ones that I need and don't need so much. And I want to replace them with Real Techniques or Primark's because I know they're going to last. Now, the average person, how many brushes do you need? How many would I need if I didn't have a YouTube channel? Why do I need more? Because I've got a YouTube channel. Because if I make so many videos in a day, or obviously I use a brush and I need to clean that one, and I use another brush and so forth. And it's an ongoing thing for us. It's an ongoing thing. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't be so happy as I am. But which will I say? You know, an average girl, an average lady who loves her makeup, likes to make up every day, what does she really need? Okay, so before I do anything, I will put in a photograph of how many brushes I actually have. Far too many. Do I use them all? No. Do I need them all? No. So, I've broken it down, I think, to 10. If I could only have 10 brushes. Now, the average person's not got more than 10 brushes, I'm sure. I know I certainly didn't have more than 10 brushes before I started YouTube. In different categories, you know. But what would I say I need? I use daily, on the understanding I do wear full face makeup. What do I use what do I use on a daily basis, on the understanding I do wear full face makeup most days? And certainly the days that I'm filming. And I would say this is my average makeup for most days. I love it. It's my thing. I love it. So yes, I do. I've put it down to 8, 9, 10, 11 brushes that I've got. And this is what I use, as I said, for someone who wears full face makeup. Do I need more than this? No, I don't think so. Do I need all these? Probably not if I didn't do full face makeup every day. Can I double up? Yes, I certainly could. I could use these for a couple of things. So I could definitely double up. But for me, and to get my makeup right for me and application easy for me, these are the ones that I use. I do not need all the ones that I put in the photograph. Okay, now on the understanding I use these this morning, they're not in a high pristine state, but they will be washed today. Now, these are what I use on a daily basis. I don't use a foundation brush very often. I've got them, but I haven't put them in here because I don't find a foundation brush necessary. I prefer a beauty blender. Obviously, my beauty blender is, I use the Real Techniques one, you know, the Real Techniques sponge. So I haven't included that in this because we're just talking about brushes. But if you haven't got a beauty blender, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong at all with applying your foundation by your fingers. I very often do that. I certainly do underneath my eyes by my fingers. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a perfectly fine way to apply your foundation. I like the finish of a Real Technique sponge, so that's what I use for my foundation. Okay. So I would start then with eyes. I normally start, when I do my eye application, with the transition colour in here. And I do that with this brush from Primark. You see it's angled. It's angled. This for me is the perfect brush for my eye. It absolutely, I put the pointy end inside and I work like this, back and forth, and I love it. I've got about 4 of these brushes. I do want to change a lot more. Primark's brushes are really good, guys. They are really good, and I love this brush. I've washed it lots and lots of times. It comes up wonderful every time, and definitely this is a must-have for me, a must-have, on the understanding I do such eye makeup every day. The next thing I do, and I always use, now this is not necessarily used for that or meant for that, but and it's not, I know it's not. I think this is a concealer brush. Do you know, I don't know the names of these, guys. Honestly, I don't. I know that is an eye contour brush because it goes, you can see it goes in the contour. I do believe this is a concealer brush. I'm not 100%, but I believe it's a concealer brush. But anyway, a brush like this, I like to, and it's quite unusual because I don't think a lot of people do it, but I blend every colour in between whatever colours I'm doing with a brush like this. You must have seen me. So once I've put my contour on, my transition shader, I blend. You've seen me do it, guys. Blend. And I like to do that with a bigger brush like this because I find that really blends that out. It just makes it so much easier for me to do. So I always do that. So each colour I use, I blend with this, and I really like that. This is it's a generic brush. I'm not even sure where I got this. I believe I got it in a set some while ago. I think I got it as a gift, but it's like a little pencil brush. Can you see that, guys? And I'm trying to find one like this because this works perfectly for my outer V. Absolutely perfectly. So once I've got my transition and I've blended, this is what I would do. The darker colour, I would go in and I do my outer V, coming in like this, and I do my outer V with that. And for me, that works perfectly. I don't even know what that's called. Is it a detail brush? Anyway, this is what I use. It's perfect. I'm looking for another ones because I can't rely on just one brush. If this broke, I don't know how to do my corners. But I'm looking for another one like that in either Real Techniques or Primark. I haven't found one as yet, but I will keep hunting. So that's what I do my corner work with. So far for the eyes, we've got 3. Once I've done the corner work, blend with this brush again and blend in, and then I put my shadow under my eyes. You know how I go up at the side, guys. You've seen me do that, and I do that with this little brush. I've used lots of different brushes for this. This is probably my favourite, and it can go really tight to the lashes, and I go up tight like this, up like this, a little bit more on the V, and that's how I work that. Then I go back to this one again. So they're the brushes that I use for my eyes. If I want to use a third colour, which I don't always want to use a third colour, but if I want to really define the outside, I use quite a few colours, but I'm talking in the crease. I normally just use a transition and then a darker one in the outer V. But if I'm working on a palette and I'm trying something different, I usually use this. This works for me for that. It's quite flat. And if I just want that, just that there, you know, when occasionally you do that on top of your outer V colour, you just do that outer edge colour. And for me, this and this works perfectly. They came as a set, and I think they're like an intricate work set. I'm not sure, but these are Real Techniques. But you haven't got to buy the exact sets. You haven't got to have the exact set. I'm just showing the type of brush that I use. You could get these type of brushes in high-end, high street, you know, the shapes. I'm just sort of sharing with you the shapes of brushes that work for me. So I will do the little tiny corner with that, and then I would blend that intricate work with this. Round, 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 round. And I would blend with that. That's if I was doing the 3 colours. And then, once I'd done that, I would finish with that again. So I always use that. I always finish off with that. And then I would tidy. I'd get my beauty blender, my makeup sponge, whatever I used that day, and I would just tidy up the ends like that. And the next thing is a packer brush. What do I use a packer brush for? I use a packer brush for my lid. So what I do is I normally start my, if it's a gloss, if it's a shimmer or a silk like I've got on today, which is a silk, put it on my finger and then I just tap it on my finger and then I work it like this with this brush. So yes, a packer brush for me is essential. That's part of the daily brushes I use. Okay, so we'll start on my face brushes. Now, probably hardly any of these brushes are listed as being what they're meant to be for. But because I use brushes every day, these are what work for me. These work perfectly for me. So this is what I use them for. So again, we're with Real Techniques, and I use this brush. It's flattish, but it's not tight. It's not packed together. It's a loose brush. And I use that for my contour. So I go into my contour. I go down. See where it is there? I go down with my contour. And then I go round my forehead, my head, round the outer perimeter of my face, round like this. And then I get a bigger brush like this. Okay, so when I've gone round the perimeters of my face, I get a bigger brush like this and I blend that out. I blend the contour. I go round, blend that into my makeup so that it's all going in as one. So there, my contour brushes. Lastly, my blush and highlight brushes. Now, I don't use powder on my face, so I haven't included a powder brush. And the few times that I do use a powder, it wouldn't be essential for me to have a brush because I could use one of these for powder, and I don't want to keep a powder brush out every day because I very rarely nowadays I very rarely use powder. So these are the brushes that I use for my blush. So do I wear highlight every day? No, I don't, because I normally, as I've got on now, I will normally wear a blush that's got a bit of a sheen to it, that's got that glow to it. I don't very often use a real matte blusher. And the reason, I don't want to use highlight as well if I can help it. I cut down with that. And I like that kind of glow. I do like that glow. And I really like one that comes in the blusher already, so it's incorporated. So I'll get my blush and I will put my blush where I want it, which is normally just above my contour here. This, start from up the top, down, so that we don't get the Aunt Sally on our cheeks. Come down like this, and then when I've done that, I get the big brush like this, and I finish off, just as I'm doing now. Finish my blusher off like this. Now, do I need all these? No, because I could do my blusher with the same things I did my contour with. It's quite possible that I could, well, definitely possible that I could do this and then blend with this. Obviously, I would have to wipe off in between. But I keep these on. It's really just for convenience, using every day. I know to pick that brush up for this and that brush for that. So those are the face brushes that I use every day. So they're the 11 brushes that I use every single day. My must-haves. That, without any doubt whatsoever. I love that brush. My detailed work brush. I love it. I absolutely love it. If push come to shove, I could use it for underneath as well. I could definitely work with that. I do keep that one. But if push come to shove, I could use that. Definitely a blending brush for my eyeshadow. Absolutely, whatever eyeshadow I put on. If I was doing a one shadow look, I could go all over with this. I could use this for my lid. as well. I could put my lid makeup on with this if I needed to. So if I needed to, these 3 brushes are the ones that I would need to do my eye makeup. If I absolutely couldn't use the others. I use the others for convenience, but these are must-haves for me. Tabs in face brushes. My contour brush, I really like this one. It doesn't give me chiseled cheeks, which I don't like. It's very soft, fluffy, slightly flat. No, you can see that, guys? Slightly flat. And that works perfectly around the contours of my face for that. And then that for blending perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I love that. This is my blush brush, which I love. Blush brush. And then this is my final brush that I go over with, like this. Would I need that? Probably not a necessity. I could just use the contour of the blush and I could ease it all out with this. I could do the same. So if I had to have 6 brushes and only 6 brushes, they would be the 6 I use. The others just make life a little more convenient. Do I need the ones, again, do I need the ones in the photos? No. Okay, so I hope that's helped you guys as far as brushes are concerned. I know that when I, first started YouTube, I really knew nothing about brushes. I still don't know what they're called. I just know the shape that I need for my face. And I probably use the wrong brush for the wrong thing completely, but they work for me. And I've learned so much, I've said lots of times I've learned so much from YouTube. And one of the things I've learned is how much easier brushes makes life. They really do make life that much easier. So if you're considering brushes, guys, what you need, get what you need. And always the most important thing is to keep them clean. Bacteria really can spread very easily through brushes, guys. So just give them a little wash all the time. I wash mine over Saturday. All my friends know that's Saturday today, so they're going down for a wash. I wash mine every Saturday, and I just use a makeup in brush cleaning liquid, or you can use soap. I've used Dove soap. And I've got a little thing that I put on my hand. I think it cost me £1 from the pound shop. You put it over your fingers. It's little ridges, and I brush on that and make sure it's well rinsed and dried. It's not costly. It takes me 15 minutes to do them, and it's so worth it for, the hygiene of your brushes, and obviously for protecting your eyes from infection. So, hope you enjoyed that, guys, as I always do. I will see you again in my next video. Take care of yourselves, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for your love and support. Bye, guys. Bye.